There are three arenas of conflict that will determine the fate of the European descended peoples. The first battlefield, which I wrote about some days ago, is spirituality. This is where values, customs, and morals shape our society to include our law and politics. Here, our native religiosity is our best weapon. The second battlefield is privacy. Every aspect of our daily lives is being increasingly invaded by a surveillance state. We must resist this invasion by keeping as much of our data as possible from government and from corporations. The third battlefield, which I will describe today, is politics. Here the decisions are made that will decide whether men and women of European heritage survive and thrive, live or die as a group. Many people make the mistake of forgetting about the first two battlefields and going straight to politics. This is understandable, but politics as usual will not save us. We are too far gone for that. Without spirituality, without a guiding pole star that has a philosophical and idealistic expression, we will stray from our course. This spirituality must be powered by the deep wisdom of our collective unconscious, our folk soul, the very essence and idea of our race. Wotan, father of the gods, must not only speak to us, for we have become deafened by the drone of politicians and pundits. He must grip us, shake us, roar in us, not letting us slip back into that sleep that will mean the death of our people. Without privacy, the surveillance state will make resistance impossible, and in time we will accept our chains, even love them. Many of our brothers and sisters have already done so, seduced by pleasure or even by mere convenience. It is not entirely true to say that men and women prefer freedom to slavery. Often, slavery has its compensations. Ask anyone with a phone addiction, or an electronic games addiction, or virtual reality addiction. We sell our freedom and the existence of our people at such a cheap price. We can, however, and indeed must, move on all three battlefields at once, bit by bit, wriggle by wriggle, until we are out of our confinement. We can't wait 20 years to awaken our people, then secure our privacy, followed by another decade or two to win the political battle for the existence and destiny of our folk. It will all be over before we have even begun. We must work in all three arenas at once, a dynamic triad, progress in each one of which serves to make advances in the other two. Metapolitical and spiritual advances will give us more protection from the surveillance state, which in turn will give us more opportunities in the political arena. It all works together in a cascading avalanche of influence and self-determination for our people. Accelerationism? The people who hate us the most are the best possible sources of acceleration. They don't know when to stop. The more outrageous it gets, the more white people wake up. We seldom need to push the process along. The evening news gets more surreal every day. With the anti-whites pushing so hard, all we have to do is to point at the left and say, "See? Is this really what you want?" No, I didn't think so. We can truthfully, legitimately blame our foes. Anyone with an IQ warm enough to rub two synapses together can see the obvious truth. Any accelerationism on our part that would cast us as villains is not only not a necessary thing, it sets us back. No party, no political personality, no platform represents our needs in totality. The current leftist administration can be described by many terms, leftist, socialist, or whatever. But the most accurate adjective for our purposes is anti-white. Conservatives, libertarians, tax protesters, anti-vaxxers, and so forth may agree with us on some specific items, and we must never pass up an opportunity to use overlapping ideas to slip them a red pill. In general, though, we will work from issue to issue, proposition to proposition, cause to cause, and candidate to candidate, asking in each instance, what is best for the survival and interests of our people. Is it racist to look after our own interests? Blacks do it, Asians do it, Mexicans do it, Jews do it, and I don't hold that against them. It's the natural thing to do. It doesn't mean we hate them, and it doesn't mean that we're going to do something horrible to them. It means we are realists, like they are, and that we look out for our interests just as they look out for theirs. If we don't get with the game, we will lose. And losing in the long run means ceasing to exist. The more we express our native spirituality, and the more we can retain our constitutional rights to express ourselves and to organize without government surveillance and suppression, the more political power we will have with which to secure the high destiny of our folk for centuries to come. And that's the scale on which we need to be thinking. It starts right now. Let's go.